What's up, everybody, and welcome to Marble Time Attack Season 4 here at the signature track of our season in Water's Edge. Let's meet the rosters. You got Slimeball, who is the Season 2 champion. Cyclone, it's been a while, but he was the Season 1 runner-up. Circus had a semifinal appearance last year. Went out to Inferno in 5. Supernova, it's been a while for him trying to make a comeback. Inferno is the defending champion. Flare is the defending runner-up and arguably the best to ever do it. Slenderman in his inaugural season made 2 finals but didn't win any of them. And then Tree Frog, the all-time leader in points and the Season 2 runner-up. This is a look at the stages today. You've got the qualifying stage where the top 6 times move on. That's what we'll be doing first. Then you got the knockout bracket and then the elimination final. Here's a look at the running order today. It'll be Slimeball from Cyclone, Circus to Supernova, Tree Frog to Slenderman, and Flare with Inferno bringing up the rear. Beautiful day out at Water's Edge. The fans absolutely pumped, ready to kick off Season 4, and you can see it reflected in the weather report. It's sunny, 82 degrees, beautiful blue sky, beautiful crisp blue water, and we are ready to go with Slimeball to kick things off. He missed the playoffs last year, looking to make it back this season. And those first 3 all kind of separated by a little bit. Now some bunching up, but they come across the line with good momentum on all 3 of them. And it's a 24:60. You see the orange time right there, the 7:63, is just going to be the fastest time of the day. Doesn't really matter, more of just a cosmetic thing, but just for bragging rights. Cyclone, our second runner of the day. And they come, those back 2, there's a pass, and that last one had some real trouble out of the jump. Probably not going to be close to what Slimeball put up, and it's not. A full 2 seconds off of what he did. Now, I guess Circus, our next runner, is really going to tell us if Slimeball is just super fast or if Cyclone was really slow. And he is in the blocks, ready to get it going and kicking off his season. Out of the turn, nice even spacing between all 3 of them. Doesn't look like there's going to be any contact. This is a pretty clean run, and across the line, 26:28, which is a lot closer to what Cyclone put up than what Slimeball did, really making his time stand out so far. Circus slots right in the middle as we get to Supernova for run number 4. As they go off and running that first one off into the distance, the middle 2. Oh, look at that back one! Off and into the water. That's a DNF. And scary moments now for Supernova, who has lost one into the drink at Water's Edge. Watch this back marble. He's going to disappear off the left of your screen initially. Then when he reappears, he's going to be rolling on the dock, contacts the side of the track, and just rolls off of the dock into the water. And the fans really don't know how to react. A lot of scared looks on their faces right now as we are looking for Supernova in the water as we speak. And it is my pleasure to report that, thankfully, we did find him. He's about here in the water. That Supernova probably going to go to the bench, and that reserve is probably going to step in and be the third marble. All in all, it's still slightly faster than what Cyclone did, with the DNF now being plus 1 second rather as opposed to 3 last season. Wanted to make it a little bit more balanced this year, where a DNF doesn't immediately eliminate your run. So, second half of races getting going, and it's Tree Frog leading the way down. Those 3 all very close. There's a pass in there, and now some contact and a wobbly finish for that last marble. And it's 4th out of 5, largely, I think, because of that contact. Man, that is a tough break for Tree Frog, who was going to have one of the better times until that happened. You really got to be locked in for 100% of the track is what that shows. Now, it is Slenderman trying to make things happen with those back 2, getting close to each other, a little bit of contact, and at the line, second place, about 8/10 behind what Slimeball did still, which really is making that run look better and better as these other marbles come down. Tree Frog and Cyclone going into the back 2 are on the chopping block. And Tree Frog, one of the marbles who set a lot of the top times last season, so not a position he's familiar with being in. Here's Flare, who had a rough regular season last year, actually ceded the overall points record to Tree Frog. But here's a good bounce back for him. Second place, clinching an appearance in the knockout stage and potentially getting a first-round bye out of it as well. It comes down to what Inferno can do. The defending champion looking to get his season started off strong, trying to make some moves, and a lot of contact with that middle marble who eventually gets out to the front. They come across the line, and it's 7th place. He does not advance. 26:70. It's not going to get the job done. I mean, there was a lot of contact. It looked like the third marble wanted to pass the second, and the second got around the first. And oh my goodness, it was 1/100th of a second between Tree Frog and Inferno. Think about that. It's a track that usually averages about 8 or 9 seconds, 3 marbles apiece, and 1/100th of a second decides if you advance to the knockout stage or not. Fine margins here at Water's Edge. We get ready for the knockout stage. Supernova and Circus never met before in a competition. Supernova gets one in front, now gets two as he makes the jump on the open track section. 6 points, 5 points, and then 1 point with that back one for a 12-9 win. Nice pass in the orange track initially, and then that second Supernova takes a beautiful line over the red jump and makes it a 12-9 lead. As we move on to our next match of the day, we see a couple of Supernova and a couple of Circus fans in there, opposite reactions on their faces. Tree Frog, the veteran Slenderman, one of the newer marbles to our competition, and Tree Frog, nice move on the orange track, puts himself in the winning position as a result. If there's no other passes, this result will hold, and that's exactly what happens. Look at this dive bomb move. That's about as good and about as textbook as you can make it happen. One of the best passes of the day, made by Tree Frog on Slenderman right there. So we move on to the semifinal stage now. Slimeball versus Supernova and Flare versus Tree Frog. That's arguably the best rivalry that our sport has to offer. So really excited to see that one. But first, we have Slimeball and Supernova as you get the Marble's Eye point of view of what it should look like when you don't go into the water. Slimeball's got the lead on Supernova to start this one. It's a 6-3-2 if it holds. Look at these back two, a lot of speed, trying to make something happen. And they're going to at the end. It's going to improve to a 12-9 win. Watch this back two. They're actually going to pinch each other, these slime balls, as we get down to this last turn right here. Nice move to collect an extra point. Savvy racecraft. He put up the best time in qualifying and showing he's got some creativity on the open tracks as well. Now Flare and Tree Frog. Flare has the 7-6 all-time lead. He gets past the Tree Frog right here. Now watch the second one. Trying to get past 2 in 1 straight, and he does. A double pass for Flare on the open section. That's the move Inferno made famous last season, and Flare does his best to replicate it at Water's Edge. 2 for the price of 1 straight, and it's a 12-9 win. He will move on to face Slimeball in the finals. That's about as good as it gets. So the 5 and 6 seed who pulled off upsets in the first round both fall in the semifinals, and it's a true 1-2 final, which I feel like we did not see very much of at all last season. Flare has 4 career race wins, Slimeball with just 1, but Slimeball has also won an overall championship in this sport. Flare is not. Watch that back marble, that's going to be the one that matters in these elimination races as Flare drops down to 2 left. Now Slimeball is going to be the one on the back, trying to make something happen. Right on the back of Flare. Maybe a bit of contact between them. Flare saves the dive bomb move. There was an opportunity for Slimeball there, but Flare blocks it. So it's 2-on-2, and once again Slimeball challenging at the back. He's going to have to find a way to get a pass done, and that's exactly what he does into the first turn. Flare going to drop down to his final life. That's a big move for Slimeball, who's got 2-on-1, but he's likely going to be chasing Flare at this point. And that first one is already off into the distance. Look at the speed that Flare has. Now the second Slimeball actually joins him. That back one is going to be trailing, and it's down to a pure 1-on-1 final here at Water's Edge. This is for the championship of the race and a playoff seed on the line. It's Slimeball with the lead. Flare trying to find anything to get going, but there's daylight between them now, and Slimeball hangs on to win it at Water's Edge. He clinches the first playoff spot of the season. And Flare, man, he gave him a real fright the entire time, but just could not break through. Slimeball does a brilliant job of fending off every move. Finally got some separation down towards the end, and the fans absolutely love it. A great start to our season. You see a couple of Slimeball fans in the crowd, and they might have the most pronounced smiles out of everybody, but a great season opening event here at Water's Edge. This is one of my favorite B-roll shots maybe ever gone. Look at the white caps on the waves out there. So that is going to do it from Water's Edge, the signature track of Season 4. We hope you join us back here next week for race number 2 at the Garden Gateway. Until then, take care.